So, May 14th of last week, we had the biggest solar flare of 2025 yet. And many people understand this as a technologically impacting phenomenon. So, yes, it impacts the power grids and it can cause geomagnetic storms and it can knock out radio waves, which it most definitely did. But what a lot of people fail to recognize is that we are electromagnetic beings in ourselves, in our beings, in our bodies, and in the field that surrounds us. And while mainstream medicine and science may not recognize this as a key important part of treatment and of the regimen that we follow, this is absolutely impacting you. This energy coming in from these, really, they're like surges and explosions that are coming off the sun. They can actually come in, and depending if they're pointed at Earth or in the proximity, they can charge the ionosphere. This, in essence, is a ton of radiation coming down to our planet, impacting us. So gamma rays, X-rays, etc. All of this pummeling the planet one after another. What do you think that is doing to your electromagnetic field? It's doing a lot. And this can manifest in a variety of ways. So all of that subconscious, I like to call it subconscious soup, or this unconscious residue that is actually driving our life and our decisions and our actions in this world. All of that's coming up to be healed right now. All of those perceptions that are expired or outdated, or that we need to address, it's all going to rise to the surface. So you might be feeling anxiety, sadness, irritability, anger, frustration, rage, grief, chaos. It can feel like pressure. It can feel like chaos. You can experience a multitude of not only psychological symptoms, but very real physical symptoms too. So for example, this past weekend, I had it in my lymphatic system. This manifested for me as fluid retention. And I'm walking around thinking, what is this? Like, what is going on? I didn't initially make the connection, but of course I did eventually. But insomnia, pain, inflammation, and heart palpitations. There are so many physical manifestations of this energy that could be impacting your health and how you've been feeling overall: fatigue, exhaustion, and just an overall sense of chaos within the body and being. Now, this all sounds like total doom and gloom, and I just talked about this on my email list. I literally pour my heart and my soul into that list. So much education, and also just like be really super vulnerable about my own life experience in there. So I highly recommend that you sign up if you have not yet. But what's actually going on here is that our fields, which influence, or I should say dictate, our physical body health, the coherence of our energy is dictating the health and well-being that we hold on absolutely all levels of being. Both end up, in essence, influencing each other. And when this energy is constantly coming in, what it's serving to do is actually upgrade us. And this is one example of what people mean when they talk about, oh, I had an upgrade, or, oh, we're going through a big upgrade as humanity or as a species or whatever. No, this is like really real scientific phenomena occurring here. And it definitely impacts us on so many levels. That upgrade is such a beautiful thing because it's an expansion of consciousness and it's an elevation of awareness, all of which can upgrade the system in multiple ways. However, there can be a symptomology that comes along with that, because healing crises can ensue and detox reactions can ensue. So all of these negative aspects, they are like temporary manifestations of your software and your hardware getting an elevation, getting an expansion, get to that next level of self and level of being in your journey. So this is a beautiful thing. It's just not always a comfortable thing. And I think in a world where so many people turn to spirituality for solely the love and light, not understanding that to attain that sort of coherence, you have to go through a lot of discomfort and dark, because we live in duality and contrast, and these more uncomfortable experiences, sometimes even the most painful suffering, is what catalyzes our next level or our growth or the resolution of a loop that we've been in for so long. Sometimes it's those experiences that close that loop and move us forward, right? So you can experience all of these things, but it's actually bringing you into something. It's like your version 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 13.0, okay? And another piece of this is that you can experience a lot of spiritual phenomena and energetic phenomena, like your psychic senses being activated, your intuition could be particularly heightened. Like me over this past weekend and week, oh my gosh, the level of synchronicity is on like a million. Those things just serve to reveal more things and provide this sort of data stream and information and message that if you can extract what that is from each and every one of those things, it's sort of like a breadcrumb to attainment of that next level and that upgrade of self. Any of those things can serve as markers on that journey. And I just want to say that, like, for me this past weekend, I had to dive deep within myself. I did a ton of integration work. So I cleared everything that I could off my plate. And instead of forcing myself and shoving work down my throat and being like, okay, you are feeling the pressure. You know you have to resolve this. You know it's time to go within the self. I knew it was time to regress myself back to a certain period and to complete a loop that was coming to my attention, for example. So instead of loading my plate up with a bajillion things, I said, you know what, I'm going to honor myself, because I have learned the hard way, my friend, that when the body and the being is speaking this language to us, trying to get our attention, and it's asking for something, that is for a reason. That is not to be ignored. That is not even something that you can ignore in the long term. That can lead to massive complications. So to be in full alignment and integrity and to embody the most wholeness that I possibly can, I need to listen to those signals when they go off. And this is something that we are all being called to do, because this society does not take into account the work, the real work that is occurring on this level. We're expected to be in go, go, go mode 1,000,000% of the time. My level of sensitivity, my body, my attunement, and the way that I'm calibrated, that does not work. So whenever you feel like you're not fitting in to the societal mold, or if you struggle with that, like, that's one of my core lessons in life, if not the biggest core lesson in life. I have never fit into the societal mold. I have never been able to keep up with the pace. Like, I have to carve my own path, because there are so many of us that came here to change society and that are here to blaze a new trail and to set a new example and to imprint something different into the culture and into the structure of this reality that we're living in. So my point is, if you feel behind, if you feel like you don't fit in, or if you feel like this energy is just manhandling you every which way, take something off your plate and just be kind to yourself. It's trying to give you the message to honor you and to take that inner time to explore your inner world and to be with self unconditionally, because that unconditionality, most likely none of us got when we most needed it, is the greatest gift that we can give to ourselves now. And the last thing I want to say about this is there's so many ways that you can do this. There's so many ways to integrate. There's so many ways to regulate. Regulation of the nervous system and ultimately closing the loops that are causing the dysregulation in the first place. Very, very important. And there's so many ways we can self-reflect and we can go within and practices and all of this stuff. But this is an energy coming in that requires grounding. It requires earth. It's the heaven needs the earth. And it is calling for grounding. If you are not grounded during this time, and if you are not able to ground this energy, this will also cause extreme complications in your field, in your body, in your mind, and in your life. So get outside. Have that negative ion exchange with the earth. Lay down in the grass, on the sand, and let go. Like, hand it over. Hand it over. I work with the consciousness of the planet every single day in my work. She wants to support you. She wants to support you. And this process of grounding at this time is an absolute requirement because this energy cannot stand alone without roots. So ground yourself, take care of yourself, hold yourself, nourish yourself. This is your reminder. You deserve it. And you deserve to up level. You deserve to integrate. You deserve to be whole. But none of that can happen if we're not taking the time to honor ourselves and the reality and the world and the situation as it is. Because that's truly the essence of awareness. Have a great week.